That shit right there.
Zay, that's crazy, bro. Zay, that's crazy, bro. Zay, that's crazy, bro.
What's your name? What's your name? Zayba? Ooh, that's different.
What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? That's different. What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? Ooh, that's different.
That was able to do it. For us guys, Zabo is like the godfather, okay? We love him. He's been around for a long time now. If I was able to get in the
What's your name? Zayla? Ooh, that's different.
For us guys, Zaylo is like the godfather, okay? We love him. He's been around for a long time now. For us guys, Zaylo is like the godfather, okay? We love him. He's been around for a long time now.
What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? Ooh, that's different.
For us guys, Zabo is like the godfather, okay? We love him. He's been around for a long time now.
That's it right there.
For us guys, Zabo is like the godfather, okay? We love him. He's been around for a long time now. For us guys, Zabo is like the godfather, okay? We love him. He's been around for a long time now.
What's your name? What's your name? Zayla? Ooh, that's different.
That's it right there.
Zay, that's crazy, bro. Zay, that's crazy, bro. Zay, that's crazy, bro.
What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? Ooh, that's different. What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? Ooh, that's different. What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? Ooh, that's different. What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? That's different. What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? Ooh, that's different. What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? Ooh, that's different.
Hey. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Big Jeff of YSL coming to you live from No Days Off Radio Productions with the best talk show on the in land right now, which is considered nothing but the truth. All right. So today I want to do a all questions moment, and I want everybody to call in, check in, send some questions, and I'll be glad to answer the questions. No matter what the questions are, we'll address it. So send your questions in, and let's get this party started. Today, so we're gonna. I want to start by saying happy holidays to everybody. I hope that everybody have a successful and happy Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And you put in on have all your New Year resolutions to where you can put it in effect and make it happen. My New Year resolution is to combine everybody back to being family. Hoping that everybody takes in consideration to get back with their families and start your relationships with your families and, continue to build family structure, because it does take that village, so we got to put the village back in society. We got a lot of things going on in the city of Atlanta, Fulton County. We got a lot of corruption going on. We got a lot of things that that requires us to have to deal with on a family matter more than an independent matter. So individually, yeah, we can speak, we can get our voices heard on certain levels. But as a group, we can be heard throughout, overall. We have a situation going on in Atlanta right now to where I know a lot of you know that Diamante Kendrick, a.k.a. Yak, got it. And Mr. Shannon Stillwell, SB, was found not guilty on the YSL trial, which is good, which would have been the outcome, regardless. So, we gonna congratulate those men, for sticking it out and taking a gamble on, coming home. Even though as they was found guilty, Yak Gotti faced more charges when he got back to the Fulton County Jail that the sheriff put on him as in-house charges, which was really bogus, you know what I'm saying? So that further lets us know how corrupted the Fulton County system is, to where the sheriff is even playing a role in it. And I spoke on this months ago, a year ago or so, about the sheriff being part of the plan, So for him to do that to Yak Gotti was, confirmation that he is part of the game. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be mindful for our loved ones now at this point. If you have a loved one that's in the Fulton County Jail, start supporting them. Start supporting them because they fighting with a system that's really trying to put them in bad situations to where, they're being allowed to be able to fight each other, stab each other, but we got to understand, man, these are our loved ones. These are your loved ones who's in jail fighting for their lives for nothing. And I'm saying for nothing because if we stand as a people, we can alter some of these incidents. We can alter some of this criminal behavior that's being thrown upon our loved ones by the sheriff department. And I'm saying the sheriff department because those are the people who protects the jail, who's sworn in to protect the jail. So for them to allow people to get, an advantage on another person to do harm to them, how is that person's fault for protecting themselves? We all can sit back and somebody can say, well, the person that we accusing was the aggressor. How can you determine who's the aggressor in a jail incident? How? You know, yeah, we see people argue, you know, that's on the street. That's in everyday life. But how can you determine who's the aggressor in a jail? That's called survival as an inmate. And it's only been a survival technique by an inmate is because they know that the jail that they're in is corrupted. And the officers are making the jail corrupted. You know, the only way something can get inside of the jail, it has to be put in. It has to be brought in. You know, we can talk about these drones flying in. We can talk about all this bull crap. But the only way it's going to be successful is it got to be allowed. If the jail knows that someone has found a drone with drugs or weapons or whatever into the jail, why hasn't anything been done about it? Let's make it make sense. Let's make it make sense. You know, you can't shoot the gun and then try to protect the bullet. And that's what our Fulton County government is doing right now when it comes down to the Fulton County jail and these guys and ladies who are in the jails, you know, waiting to be prosecuted. You know, they're waiting to be charged. You know, let's make it make sense. How can a person be sitting in jail for years and not be charged yet? You know, but you got guys coming in, and if they got anything to do with a YSL or a YFN or anything that they consider gang related, they taking them to court. They taking them to trial. They convicting them the whole 9 yards right now. But what about a man who's been sitting in jail for 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 years and you haven't charged them yet? How are they put on the back burner when they were there first? You know, that's why we as these people loved ones, we got to step up and make these people take our people to court, make them charge them or whatever the case might be. Or if not, we need to start standing on those courthouse steps, making some noise. It's time to make some noise and get these people out of office who's in office abusing their jobs, abusing their authorities. You know, I just found out that my phone number has been barred from the judicial system by administration. Really? So someone, if one of my loved ones is in jail or whatnot, they can't call my phone and acknowledge to me that they're incarcerated. Or they can't call me, the ones who are already incarcerated. They can't call me and talk to me because my number has been blocked by administration. Really? And I know what it is. It's because when I talk to y'all on the phone in jail, I don't care who y'all. If I talk to you, I'm giving you some advice on how to do what you need to do about your cases. I'm giving you insight on, hey, man, stop playing with these people and start pushing the button and put you some lawsuits in. You know, they don't need y'all to hear that. They don't need the inmates to hear that. That means they're getting support. But you can't block everybody's number. So I want the loved ones of these people, these young men and young women who are incarcerated, I want you all to start, you know, supporting them more. I'm asking that we support these people more. We show up for court. Show up at their hearings. Show up at their trials. it means a lot. Trust me, it means a lot. It means a lot.
We have some questions.
So-
First question we have is from Kay Bear's mama. It says, "What started your general advocacy?"
What started it?
Yeah.
My general advocacy was started, I want to say, right at 20 years ago now. And what started it was I was in court one day with my son, Quintavious Grill, aka Nothin. And he was 17 years old. He was 17 years old. And I seen a district attorney back then that was corrupted, which y'all can do the math. He was also fired because of his corruption. And I seen him give a young man full immunity, the same way the district attorney office gave Lil Woody full immunity from the case that he was found before, during, and afterwards guilty of being a part of a murder. And the only thing this district attorney wanted him to say was, Nothin was there. And he gets full immunity. How y'all think that went? My son, Nothin Quintavious Grill, wind up with a bogus life sentence because the young man did what anybody else would have done, friend or no friend. He said Nothin was there. And the jury found him guilty of participating. That's it. The question was, they needed an explanation on him being a party to the crime. So he was convicted off of this man just saying he was there. And just like now, I did then back to the DA, but I approached this DA and asked him how could he live with himself knowingly knowing that he's falsely convicting people and getting away with it. This district attorney also had 8 investigators on his team. All 8 of them were black. So this is not the first run in the park for my family to be, seeked out for conviction because of how the system feels about them. This ain't our first run in the park. We been here before. And we still fight. I still got another grandson and another son that we're fighting for about this same issue. So my advocacy started back then.
And then I have a question from Rachel. Rachel says, "What made you want to begin a podcast, particularly Nothing But the Truth?"
I wanted to start this podcast just in case you might be just coming aboard, but I said this in the beginning. I started this podcast because I wanted to get the word out to the people some kind of way on how we need to stand up and fight our system because of the wrongdoing it's doing to the people of this city. And a lot of people that has issues, to where they are not liked, they are not being considered a part of this of this city as a how can I say this? As a general public figure, a general person of the so-called how can I say this shit? The so-called system that people have sworn to protect us under, and then they abuse their authority by convicting your loved ones, falsely. Then on top of that, they're not protecting our loved ones in the system, which means the jails. You know, we got police officers who are raping women when they pull them over, and instead of charging them, they're making them do sexual acts with them. You know, all of these, you know, I consider all women my sisters as well as lovers. You know, the woman that I have an affair with, she's not considered just my woman to me, she's considered my sister to me. So, and when I hear people disrespect y'all as women, it bothers me, especially in the system. You know, to hear a woman say that a police officer, you know, sexually assaulted her, you know, after a traffic stop, hey man, we got to do something about these people. And your voices are not being heard because you're speaking as one against a system of people who can protect their people. So we got to protect our people. Some kind of way, we got to figure out a way to protect our people.
Right. And a lot of people, they're scared and afraid to speak up because they don't want to become target. A lot of people contact us and they'll like want to share their stories, but then they don't want to be seen. They don't want us to say their names. They don't want to be, you know, they want to talk to us, but they don't want their names like associated. You know?
Yeah. Saying, you know, and I'm piggybacking what Sanita just said. That's when we face the things that we're facing now, where a woman waits 20, 30, 40 years to come forth and say, well, this actually took place with me 20, 30, 40 years ago. I'm trying to help them have that voice to say, at least I know somebody will speak on it right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot come with this. It's a lot come with this. And, you know, I'm doing this, you know, and another reason I'm doing this is because this is what we pay attention to now. You know, I was against the internet. I have been against the internet for so long to where my children, my nieces, nephews, you know, their mothers and, you know, everybody just feel like, Big Jeff, you just old fashioned. People play on the internet now. So I decided to give it a shot and get on the internet. But I had to sit down many nights and think about how I wanted to do this show, how I wanted to do this podcast. And that's when I came up with Nothing But the Truth. Because I do this on the street. I do this in basic conversation with people. And this is something I haven't just started doing. If you check my track record, anybody who knows me will tell you, Big Jeff has always been like that since a child. So, you know, and that's why I don't consider this something that I do for a monetary value or for no hype or for no clout, none of that. Big Jeff known anyway. Big Jeff was known before there was a Young Thug. Because I've always been who I am. So we're going to go to the next question.
If you could change, this is from K Bear's mama. If you could change just one thing about the justice system in Fulton County, what would it be?
It would be that all people will be treated equally. You know, and I can firmly say that with consistency because I have always been the underdog. Always. And the reason I have always been the underdog is not because I wasn't never favored. It was that I always have protected the people who couldn't protect themselves. So to do something to make the system better, I will make a stand I will make a stand to make sure that everybody who works under me was just like me. And if you violated that, you'll be terminated ASAP. ASAP, because if we're gonna be out here saying that we for the people, we gotta be for the people, not with them. Right now, our judicial system is with the people. They are not for the people. You know, so that's why we got, you know, we speak on black crime. Black on black crime doesn't necessarily means that we have to be doing some harm to each other. We doing black on black crime now in the courtrooms. We doing black on black crimes on our jobs. You know, because a majority of the people who's over somebody now is black. And the other nationalities sitting back just letting us do it to each other. Because one thing you can best believe, some people, not all, some people, whether it's an officer of the law, whether it's a supervisor on a job, whether it's a president of the United States, some people you can't give authority because they're going to abuse it. So when you're working with those type of people and you let them do this abuse to you and you don't speak up for it, and then all of a sudden one day you go to work and they say we no longer need you. And now you're put in a position to, well, what am I going to do? You know, now I got to go find me another job. And it's because we do not fight back. I don't care if it's a job or the system. If you're being treated unfairly, fight back. Fight back. So that would be the most important thing to me to do if I was in a position to where I could change something. I would make it righteous on both sides.
Can you please set up membership so we can do like a monthly support channel? Oh, okay. We'll have to have our engineers to set that up. K-Bears. I'm Shanita. It says my mic is low. What are my thoughts on the trial? My thoughts is pretty much the same as Big Jeff thoughts, and I was floored by the amount of corruption that I've seen in this case. I've worked in the court systems for many years, over 15 years, from federal courts to state courts. I worked for many administrative law judges in the federal arena and also in the state arena. And I've never seen the level of corruption that I've seen dealing with this case. When I initially started on the case, I went as a freelance paralegal just to get some insight into what was going on with the case. I wanted to see what was going on, and to my disbelief, I couldn't believe all the inaccuracies that were just openly being done, you know, and the unfairness that was openly being done as if it was the norm. And myself, Big Jeff, and Ghana family, when he was still in the case, a lot of the defendants' family, we all got together. We tried to go to some civil rights organizations to voice our opinions. This is like before the case blew up and went like national, and I was floored that we really didn't get any help. I mean,
No one chose to help these guys. No one. You know, everyone gave us some kind of excuse as to why they couldn't. And then with this guy Griggs, who's an attorney for the NAACP, he really just, pissed on us, honestly. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I said that is because during the conversation we had, he was like, yeah, man, I think it's wrong, and I think it's this, that, and third. But you didn't assist us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You just wanted to hear what we had to say. Then here come 3 months later, you award Funny Willis with a damn plaque of doing a great job. Are you serious? Are you serious? But you're an attorney for the NAACP, someone who fights to protect people's rights when they're violated, and you gave this woman a plaque, knowing that she's violating these, not just the guys on the YSL case, but a lot of people who are incarcerated. They violated their constitutional rights. And they're still violating it. Yet Gotti was found not guilty.
He was found not guilty, guys.
And was charged with a in-house crime when he got back to the jail to be released. Right. They charged him with aggravated assault.
After he's been stabbed.
After he been stabbed, this kid done had to fight. All of these young men is in the Fulton County Jail on a survival note. Right. You understand? Let's make this known. They're in Fulton County Jail, where the jail is.
They're saying something wrong with my mic. Is that better? Can you guys hear me? They're saying something wrong with my mic.
Where the jail is being ran like a prison for real. And you give this man a charge for protecting himself. If that's the case, the courthouse should be overflowing with inmates who have charges for fighting in the jail. In his bullshit excuse was he was the aggressor. How in the hell can you determine who's the aggressor in jail? How? Let's make this make sense, man. Let's make this make sense. The kid done fought for his life long enough, man. Let him go home. You can't be mad because he wasn't convicted. If he was convicted, let's ask this question. If he had been convicted, if they had been found guilty, would he have ever gotten these charges? And on top of that, a lot of you don't know that his charges wasn't about him getting stabbed. The incident that happened with him getting stabbed while the jury was in deliberation that weekend. This is something, this man charged this kid with a crime that was committed in June of this year. June? You're going to wait 6 months later? You're going to wait till this kid go through his trial, be released, be found guilty, and then when he get back to the jail, you give him an in-house charge for something that happened in June? Are you serious? Our sheriff need his ass whooped for that.
Is that better, guys? Can you guys hear me?
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's senseless, man. That clearly showed us what we have been knowing since day one, is that the sheriff is down with this bullshit. The sheriff acts as if he's in the DA department. Go run that damn jail. Let's see you do that. Let's see you go over there and stop the violence in your jail. Damn some money. Damn, it don't take no money to straighten your jail out, sir. It don't take money to do that. Mm-hmm. It don't take money to do that. What it take is consistency. Stop driving around, stop having officers riding around the city of Atlanta as if they damn police, they are sheriffs. They have jurisdiction over police. We understand that. But They are they are in the sheriff department. Take those same officers that you working the damn death, riding around Atlanta as if they're police officers, and put them over there, make their detail to jail, and go over there and stop some of this corruption shit in the jail.
And if you really, really want to be fair, start a citizen board and let the people,
There you go.
talk about the issues.
Talk about the issues.
And go do like a weekly or a monthly survey of the jails if you really, really cared. Because that's what I threw out when we met with him doing the LaShawn case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then on top of that, how can he say who's the aggressor and who's not the aggressor when his own deputies will tell you he don't even come to the jail? Let's make it make sense. How can you give people charges on something you don't know?
But see, then that's exactly why the corruption is happening. That's why stuff is happening with them. That's why Fannie's her office has now been removed from the Trump case. You can't fight corruption
With corruption.
with corruption. You know what I'm
How
saying?
you gonna do that?
Darkness can't drive out darkness. So you just can't.
We gotta make it make sense, people. We gotta make it make sense. Hey, so step one is already being taken into effect. We got to try to get these people out of office. We need to get Fannie Willis out of office. We need to clear her office. Period. We need to clear her whole entire office right now, and put these people on the evaluation for their jobs. And the people need to be the one make the decision.
Exactly. It needs to be the people.
So then we need to go at that sheriff. We need to get him out of office because he's not doing his job either. We are the taxpayers. These people are put in to serve the taxpayers. They are paid by the taxpayers. So if they're not doing their job, let's do to them what they'll do to somebody that's on the job that they're over. And something goes wrong with that person, they'll fire them. Let's fire their asses. Next question.
Is that Trues Much says it's a shame a Caucasian will help before your own kind.
Ain't that something? Amen to that.
He said the thing was that they thought that he was going to get life, so they played slick. And vindictive, right.
But let me tell y'all this, right? Let me tell y'all that I just had to bring to the attention of some of the defense counsels. Love, with her slick behind, she actually, this June incident that they're talking about, that the sheriff just charged Yak got it with, they actually made that an overt act in the case.
Wow.
You understand? That's why I say people when listen is not listening. I want everybody to listen to what we need to hear. She actually spoke on that several times in the case. So that means it was allowed to be made part of the case after the fact. Because that shouldn't have even been talked about. That shouldn't have even been put in the case. But even though it was allowed to be put in the case, look at the transcript. Even though it was allowed, they allowed her to put it in the case. The way she brought it in, I can see why the judge didn't catch it. Because she brought it in as an overt act in the jail. The same charges. So therefore, if he was found not guilty, that means he was found not guilty for those charges as well. So how was the damn sheriff able to charge him with them at the jail? Let's make it make sense. Because it is in his transcript. It is in the case transcript.
And I do want to say his mother is planning a small protest that she's organizing for Monday this coming Monday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It will be in front of the Fulton County Courthouse, and that's the details that I have thus far. I don't have the flyer, but that is what she actually told me, that she is planning a very small, peaceful, may I reiterate, peaceful protest in support of her son, Yak Gotti.
So if you know, and let's make this understandable. It's on behalf of Yak Gotti, but it's for all the inmates. Everything, everything that we do it for all the inmates that are incarcerated because all of them are being treated unfairly. And they're being allowed to do these bullshit crimes in jail because that's how they're being rewarded to do harm to each other. So we're gonna put that out there. It's a lot of these guys in jail, man, who's creating chaos or who's going through a lot of chaos, all because of who they are, who they being placed around, who they know, this, that, and the third. And at the first sign of any kind of situation, they're being allowed to get to each other for harm, for another person having an issue with that person.
Lord have mercy.
You know.
Okay, we have a comment from. Okay, hold on. We have a comment from the only whip. Why did the detective touch that Richard Miles and not bag it? Chief Gang Detective, $500,000 watch. She touched it. Photo with it. What the fuck? Nobody speaks up either, and it's sad.
Thank you. And it could have been to well. It could have been to well. Yes, she did get it. That's if. We speaking on an if now. If she did put it back, as she say, she must have put it back and went back and got it. See, it could have happened like that. What you don't see off camera is their movement. You understand? So for it to be on body cam, show the body cam. Damn her word. Everybody knows she's deceitful. Everybody knows she'll tell a lie before God get the news. Everybody know this. Even the people, even the law institutions that she have been fired from knows this. That's why she was fired 9 times out of 10. So, everybody know that Marissa River Rita is a big piece of nothing when it comes down to the law. So for her to have so much to say, I'm gonna say it like this. Why wasn't another witness called in to speak on behalf of the jury? Let's make it make sense. If you say everybody was there and everybody was in on it with their body cameras and this, that, and the other, why didn't the state call in other officers to testify to it? Here's a woman who have taught more classes than a teacher with the education. She teaches the game classes. She teaches the stand-up classes. She teaches the sit-down classes. She teaches the jumping jack class. She teaches all the classes. Why? But she's not certified. She's not certified for nothing she's teaching. Let's make it make sense. Why do she wear so many hats behind the scene? And then say, I don't want to be shown. Why not be shown? Why not be shown? It ain't like don't nobody know who you are.
Right. Got a donation from Brandy Southern Girl. Thank you. She says, much love and respect to Big Jeff and family. Stay strong.
Always. We're going to always stay strong, regardless of what.
Tyler Swanson says, free Yak Gotti if wanted help with his legal fees and representation. Let me text his mama and see where to send donations to. Give me just a second.
You know, we still got people, we got other guys that was on this YSL case that's now going to court. But they're not televising it. I wonder why. That kind of make you say, You understand? So, which some of those guys are going to trial. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Because if you can't convict the people who y'all say other people who supposedly committed all these crimes or did all this wrongdoing, how you gonna convict somebody that was just thrown in the fire? That would make a lot of sense to me with a jury to say, okay, we couldn't find the people who they say was the head of all this guilty. So how we gonna find the people who were just, the puppets? How we gonna find them guilty? Why would they find them guilty? So yeah, fight, guys, fight. Fight. What we got next?
K-Bear's mama says, have you listened to the jewelers that interviewed on YouTube, and what are your thoughts? Have you listened to any of their interviews?
Yeah, I didn't listen to some of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't really get bogged down in it. But I have listened to some of them and some of the things that they said. And, some of the things they said do make sense. You know what I'm saying? You can't just take favor and say, okay, we're going to say these guys are this, that, and the other. Because I want y'all to understand what the jurors were charged with. They wasn't charged with trying to find these guys guilty of being gang members anymore. See, they slid that out on y'all because they knew they couldn't prove that. So what they tried to do was they tried to change the case. And the case went from being a gang charge, which was the RICO, to a murder trial. Now, the murder trial was supposed to assist them heavily into number one, the first charge, which was the RICO. So if we can get them convicted on a murder that we want to get them convicted on, then that automatically activates the RICO. They just went from trying to make one the most important one to making a murder the most important one and make the one run into it. All you had to do was listen to how they did the pleas. All of the pleas ran in concurrency with charge number one, which was the RICO. But was it nothing proven?
We got a good question. We got a question from Darius Williams. He says, what do you think about Ghana's recent interview with Shah the God podcast, where they asked him about those questions? Oh, you know what? I'm thinking about Lil Baby. You said Ghana. I'm thinking about the Lil Baby interview. My bad.
Oh.
I don't know if I seen Ghana's interview.
Well, Ghana interview, I didn't see Ghana's interview. So I wouldn't know what he asked him. So I can't speak on that because I didn't see the interview.
I think they said they meant Lil Baby.
Lil Baby, what about it?
That's what they meant. They meant Lil Baby's interview. Not
what I
Ghana.
think about Lil Baby's interview? Well, I didn't see that. I didn't see it, but I got a lot of calls about it. And, matter of fact, let me speak on that now. I want everybody to understand that, first of all, I don't have anything against Lil Baby. Lil Baby is not one of Big Jeff's people of, Bashing.
Right.
I'm not trying to bash this young man. You know what I'm saying? I know him, but I don't know him. I know him from being around us. You know what I'm saying? I know him from being a friend of my son and my daughters or whoever, some of my family members, as well. Now, I wanna justify what I said about Lil Baby. and it wasn't directly at him. I was asked a question. For those of you who don't know, which I know a lot of people don't know, I was asked a question on not just him, but all of the Atlanta artists. It was just the person put baby name out there.
Right, make it catchy.
And what I said was, they said, how do you feel about baby dissing Gunna? And I said, he need to shut the fuck up. I didn't just say that for baby. I said that for anybody. I was saying that for anybody. And the reason I was saying that, so you all will have clarity, is because at the time this was done, our trial had just started. My son's trial had just started. You know, my son and the rest of these guys' trial had just started. Gunna was on tour. Gunna had went on tour at this time. So to protect my child as a parent that understands business as well as the street, to protect my child from being sought at by the state more than what he was already being sought for, my mentality went to, I got to protect my son from the outside like I always do. So to hear this being said by little baby, I wanted everybody. I wanted anybody. It could have been Baby. It could have been Future. It could have been Jeezy. It could have been Gucci. It could have been my mama. It could have been my children. It could have been anybody. I didn't want nobody speaking badly about Gunna because this kid was on his tour. And while he was on his tour, he had to go to some cities that people felt like he was this type of person.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
My son is in trial now. We ain't picking no damn jurors. We ain't still sitting up there bullshitting with Glanville. We actually in trial now. So I couldn't afford for something to happen to this kid on his tour, whether it was Atlanta or Europe. Didn't make no difference with me. You never know what people's agendas are. Mm-hmm. So as y'all always say that these guys are influencers, at this time, Baby was one of the hottest artists in the world right now. People are following his influence. I even heard about a show he was doing, and they played him and Gunna's song, and he stopped the damn song. You understand? And things were said. I wasn't there, so I can't say it was true. I just heard it. But anyway, saying that to say this, I didn't want Gunna to stomp his damn toe because of somebody being a damn fool and acting on something that they done heard somebody who they probably love to death, which is these artists who are so-called y'all's influencers. I don't consider them influencers. I really don't. You know, but that's a horse of another color. I didn't want nothing to happen to Gunna because people weren't looking at this case like I was. I'm looking at this case as if anything happened to any one of these kids on this case that's been released on a plea deal or whatever, if something happened to them, we fight with a goddamn district attorney like Adrian Love. We fight with a district attorney like Fonnie Willis. We fight with a damn judge by the name of Euro Glanville, who's all after my goddamn child. So I don't want nobody speaking on Gunna on no ill turn whatsoever, to where if something happened to him, it be thrown in a damn case in this trial as y'all can see. I can hear it now. As you can see, something happened to Gunna because everybody thinks he's a rat or everybody think he snitched and this, that, and the other, and they did it on behalf of Jeffrey Williams. Or they did it on behalf of Young Thug. However they wanted to put it, that's how it would have came. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't an insult to Baby. And and if he feel like it was an insult, I apologize to him as well. It wasn't an insult to you. It was just the person that asked the question put your name on top of it.
I don't think he thinks
So
that.
you know, and I was called, and it was said to me that Shard the God asked Baby about it. I guess the other day he did some type of interview or whatnot, and Baby said Big Jeff will say anything. No, Big Jeff won't say anything. Look, Big Jeff gonna speak real. But I appreciate him for having that respect, not to get pulled into that bullshit question.
Right, exactly.
You understand? And I want to say this to a lot of you guys out there while I'm addressing this. I want to say this to a lot of you podcasters or a lot of you people who are doing these interviews with these cats, and they coming on your shows and this, that, and the other. When it come down to you want to know about Big Jeff, I did this a few months ago. I'm going to do it again. Big Jeff's phone number is 470-717-7921. Big Jeff's phone number is 470-717-7921. If you want to know anything about Big Jeff and why he say what he say or do what he do, feel free to call. We can have a conversation. I want a lot of y'all podcasters, as like I said, I challenged y'all. I want y'all to start speaking on some righteous shit instead of always trying to put some conflict out there. Let's speak on some real shit. Let's call each other. Let's politic with each other. Let's have a podcasters reunion. Let's do that. And everybody come to the show, and everybody speak their piece, man. And then let's try to figure out a way we can put something together as podcasters who I thought was out here trying to be supportive of these guys in all these cities and try to come up with a solution on trying to help these guys, man, so they can avoid all the bullshit that comes with their job. This is their jobs we talking about. Let's help them instead of trying to hurt them. Let's do that.
I have a comment says, were you pissed off when detective implied that you all took the watch?
Now, I was, I'm not going to say she said we took it, but I know she was trying to iterate that, it possibly got taken by us. But nah, I wasn't pissed off. The shit was real funny to me. It was really funny to me for real. And it was funny to me because my son know fully well, and if he don't know, he should goddamn know, that I ain't never took nothing from him. So why should I start taking something from him? Mm-hmm. I ain't never did nothing to harm him. Why should I start doing something to harm him? I have always been in my children's life, people. I didn't just come when royalties came. I've always been there. So I want everybody to really understand Viva Rita is a piece of shit. And I'm saying that literally. But what's gonna happen, y'all will see what's gonna happen after the fact. It was a lot of things they did in our house that was unethical on Viva Rita's behalf. Let's ask Viva Rita, let's ask the system, why was Viva Rita even in our house? We speaking on facts. This is nothing but the truth here. Let's ask, why was Viva Rita allowed to be the head of a task force to serve a warrant on a man for an arrest warrant on an indictment that turned into a search of his property. And on top of that, you wasn't even post-certified. Your post-certification didn't come about till September the 5th, 2022. Why in the fuck was she at our house as a lead investigator? Why? And it will be put out for the public to see.
Amber says, do you think Lil Jeff and Sergio would do an interview together to clear up some of the things that have been said?
I wouldn't want them to do that because neither one of them have nothing to prove to the people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying nothing to prove to the people because what can be proven? People gonna think what they think, regardless of if they have an interview together and talk about this, that, or the other. People still gonna have a good opinion and a bad opinion, and it's all because nobody wants to see these. To me, a lot of people that you all don't have a clue about doesn't want to see these guys together for monetary value. You know, and it's sad.
Yep.
Now, to further answer that question, if I was Thug, if I was my son and I was in the shoes he was in, Gunna would have been the first person, and I'm just being real. Gunna would have been the first person I seeked when I came home from jail. And I would have told him, let's get in the studio and let's crush the world. Let's give the world what they want. And that's this damn music, because this is a business. This is not a fucking game. This is a business. Gunna is YSL. YSL is a business. You know, so he needs to get his artists and go to work. He needs to go to work with his artists. Let me tell y'all something, man. Everybody was saying when Slime come home, he can this, he gonna that, he gonna be bigger than big. Let me tell you something, man. He's bigger than big. He's bigger than bigger than big. He's bigger than bigger than bigger than big. But who wouldn't pay? I want one person to tell me they wouldn't pay to see Thug and Gunna share the same goddamn stage. Who will tell me that they wouldn't pay to see that? It ain't about speaking on what happened. What has happened has happened. It's time to move on. It's time to move on. I told Gunna this when he was out down in the dumps, worrying about what the people saying. And I told him, damn what the people saying. You got 1,000 people who hate you, but you got 1,000,000 people who love to ground your ass walk on, get your ass in that studio and put it in song and put it out there. Because your fans is the people that you owe something to, because you are a fucking artist. So get your ass out that dump. Crawl off and up under that rock that the people done put you up under that don't even probably buy your shit. And go to work. So for everybody that hate him, this man did a full tour. His last stop was Atlanta. The show sold the fuck out. So that lets you know it ain't too many people who hate him in Atlanta.
He performed last night too.
His show sold out.
Yeah.
It sold out. I was there. And I was there for protection. Not the party. I was there for protection. Y'all saw me dancing. Y'all saw me having a good time because he was singing his and Jeffrey's song. And it's the song I like. And it's also the song that's the goddamn intro to this show. Hot is my shit. I like Hot. I like Peeping Out the Window. I like Die Slow. I like On My Ride. I want all the goddamn smoke. Because that's where I'm at right now. I want all the smoke when it come down to protecting this label. I'll take all the smoke. They can't take it. I'll take it for them.
We have K Bear's mama again. She says the fact that Lil Jeff asked the judge to still allow him to work with Sergio proves enough for her. She said if he was just so bad, then Lil Jeff wouldn't have made that request, pretty much.
There you go. There you go. And I appreciate you for saying that. I appreciate you for saying that.
We got Elaine says, do you think that Funny Willis will be put in a RICO by Trump for everything that she has done?
She needs to be. She should have been put on a RICO 3 years ago. I'm not gonna say 2. 3 years ago, she should have been put on a RICO. This shouldn't have just happened, because this lady has done so much that you all couldn't begin to believe. But it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. It's coming out slowly but surely. But January is yet to be here.
We have a comment from H. Sox. She says they were trying to divide them and have each other turn against one another. Why do you think all those interviews were leaked? Now, I want to say something on that. I say the same thing because to be so strict, you guys got to understand how strict they are about having phones and recording in that courtroom. So how was Ghana's whole plea thing recorded from behind him, number one, when you have people that have been arrested, as myself, for having a cell phone in the courtroom? So, yeah, I said the same thing about the whole plea deal that was leaked anyway.
But
who recorded it? Why that person didn't get sentenced?
But that wasn't, okay, I was there. I was in the courthouse every day. Every day.
You was there when he took that plea?
I was there when he took his plea. What y'all don't know is Gunner's plea was a live plea. It was live. It was recorded in the courtroom live. Yeah, it was live. It wasn't somebody in the courtroom that did it and leaked it. Just like the rest of those guys, all of their pleas was done live, and it was done live to make them look bad. That's why they did it like that. Because it could have been to where the judge could have said, well, we going to have a day to take these pleas, and we'll just close court for that day.
Exactly.
You understand? So it was done intentional. Don't y'all be fooled.
Right.
All right? But what Gunner was told was he was taking a plea on something totally different. Totally different. What he was shown by his lawyer was not what he pled to. And if you paid attention to his plea deal, certain questions that Love asked him, he hesitated. He hesitated before he answered it. And it was because that wasn't some shit that was said to him. So the only thing he was told to do was say yes. They said say yes. They said the only thing you got to do is say yes. So we got to understand, this is a man who trusts his lawyer. He never been in trouble like this before. So if his lawyer say this all you got to do, son, guess what he gonna do? Just that.
Exactly.
I don't know no man who wouldn't do that. You understand? So when he said, you got to understand how love works. See, I sat there and dissected her for goddamn 2 years and a half. Love leads you up to the bullshit. She does just what a woman does, and no offense to y'all women, but she does professionally just what a woman does when she catch her man in the wrong and she question him. She lead him up to what she really want to convict him for. All right? So they led Gunner to the water and then drowned him.
Facts.
And it was for personal gain. That's why I never bought into it, because I knew what happened.
Right.
That's the reason I never bought into it.
So you gave me some clarification.
So he was free picked to be made the one that looked so bad. But now I want y'all to ask yourselves this question: At first, let's not forget, they said they refused to give Gunner a bond as well as Thug a bond because he's the next in command, as they put it. They said this kid was the next in command. But you agreed to a fucking plea deal so easily to let him out of jail. After you stood in front of the world and said that this man is capable of doing so much shit to where we feel like if he be put on the street, man, the city of Atlanta might wind up dead. And then you give him a senseless ass plea deal. And understand this too, ladies, well, people. His plea deal, just like the rest of these guys' plea deal, when they decided to take these plea deals, that's when they started adding shit to the plea deals, right in their faces, and it ain't nothing they can do about it unless they just say, no, I ain't agreeing to that. No, I have heard a lot of people say, well, I would have said this. You don't know what the fuck you would have said.
When you ready to go home.
When you right there.
Been sitting there for years.
We can all say what we'd have said after the fact.
Right. Hindsight, you don't know.
Cause you don't have time to think about it.
Right.
But you don't have time to think about it when you in, cause you don't know what the hell these people finna come to you with.
Right. And a lot of times people don't know Fulton County Jail don't have hot water all the time. So
thank you. So you can't, we can't never say what a person should have done.
Right.
You understand? There's a lot of things I say people should do. But we can't say what they should have done because at that time, we don't know what their mindsets are.
We have a question from Freeway Ride. Why do you think some of the rappers out there are fixated on who took a plea or who didn't take a plea, and when they should focus on the fact that they are all victims of corrupt prosecution that use torture methods?
Because they listen to the wrong people. They have the wrong people influencing them. Let me share something with y'all. Big Jeff pulled up on damn near every artist that my son deals with in Atlanta to try to give them insights on what's going on with this case and try to give them and try to forewarn them on how they need to start carrying themselves with the people who they associate with. None of them gave me their ear for me to tell them what's going on with them. And I say what's going on with them is because these people had 12 indictments that they was going to activate. I don't know who would have been the next ones on that to be indicted. So I took upon myself as a father, first of all, as an activist, second of all, and as a person of interest on the people who I felt like my son trusted as friends, not friends, as loyalty, and decided to say, I will approach them and try to talk with them and tell them what's going on with this case. Because like I said before, and I'll say it again, none of them wasn't coming down there. People who was in their groups may have been coming down there every now and then, but every now and then don't compare to every day. So I was trying to keep them up on what was actually being done at the courthouse so they can prepare. They can prepare, man, because we don't know who was going to be next. I don't know who could have been next, but I'm not going to let these kids be out here in the blind, because that'll be me being a hypocrite. They say that I'm for all of them, and then I just pick and choose, like the DA do, who to talk to.
Black Butterfly says she did the same thing with Moon too, so I believe it.
So I went to a lot of these cats. And tried to keep them informed and updated on what's going on so that they can protect themselves. So I don't know why. I don't know how they took it to shy away from me, which, that told me a lot. It really told me a lot, because if you shied away from me, that means you shied away from my child to me. That means you shied away from, that means you was trying to pick and choose how you wanted to handle my son. So now I don't consider you being loyal to him. Because if one of these guys, if one of these other artists was in trial or in court facing some shit like my son was facing and the people that he was associated with was facing, and if the shoe was on the other foot and one of their parents came to me trying to tell me something about what was going on, hey man, this is this person's parent, not their friend. Not one of the people who they fuck with in the street. I'm talking about your parent. If your parent come to somebody that you call yourself kicking it with, and they don't listen to them, man, that's disrespectful to you, not your parent.
Right. Rachel said, did you see the interview with Judge Joe Brown? If so, what do you think of his comments towards Lil Jeff and the boys?
I didn't see it. What happened?
What did he say, Rachel? I didn't see it either.
I don't be on the internet like that.
I do know that he has some very not nice comments to say about Fonny, but I didn't hear any of his comments about Lil Jeff.
See, what all these guys should have did was they could have made this trial go a whole lot faster and probably end a whole lot quicker if they had just started filing lawsuits against the county, against the DA. They should have started filing lawsuits, and they still should file them. They still need to file them. So I didn't see the Joe Brown interview, and I apologize for that, but I don't be on the internet. Like, people call me and tell me what's going on the internet sometimes.
They said that he was saying that Thug was a coward because he didn't take the case all the way.
Well, he can say that. He can say that, but, I wouldn't consider him being a coward. I would have, I wish he had took it the whole 9 yards. I really do. I wanted him to. But, he made his decision. He's a grown man. He made his decision.
Now, is it Sharday Phillips? Or Sharday? Sharday Phillips said, what do you think about Mondo being represented by Fonny right before she was elected, and then he's doing these interviews now?
Well, she was his attorney. She was his attorney. She has a tie to YSL. She has a tie to If Gang, as they call it. But she's more on the If side than she is the YSL side. And we have just seen and witnessed that. Because all of these guys that was, took pleas or whatever, that's on the YSL end of the stick, they was banned from their city. They were banned from the state of Georgia. They're asking for bans, in other words, for these YSL guys. But guys on other cases, they're not getting banned. They're not getting banned. They're not seeking ban. And that's because they have ties to these people. It's self-explanatory. This ain't something we got to make up. This is something they're actually showing us going on. But Mondo was her client. He was her client. She handled his case. You know what I'm saying? He had a good outcome on his case, this, that, and the third. But the thing was, and I'm glad she didn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad she didn't, but I've always wondered why. But if you feel like you can represent somebody of YSL as not being a gang member, why would you come back and say that they are? And out of 29 people, you can think about 29 people, but you couldn't think about the one person that you represented to put in an indictment. Some shit you just gotta make it make sense.
And they're just pretty much just talking about what Judge Joe Brown said, and then everybody got opinions.
So let's all just be mindful that everything that we speak on, it's all opinionated.
Exactly.
It's no different than being in trial. Even the district attorney speaking on opinions. They speaking on opinions and hearsay. Because if you wasn't there, we gotta understand the DAs are not the investigators. So they going off of what they hear to say, okay, we're gonna indict this case because of so many people saying this and saying that. But how many people did y'all hear, other than law enforcement, that testified in this case, that actually said the same damn thing? None of them. None of them said the same thing. No witnesses said the identical same thing. None of their testimonies was, consistent. So, it's a lot took place. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot took place, man. And, God is going to make it right. God is going to make it right. But, the new year is about to come in. And
Thank you all for your comments.
I want to thank all of you all for listening. I want to thank you all for participating in the show. The show is going to get better and better as we go, because unlike other podcasters, we ain't going to run out of shit to talk about because this case over. I see a lot of people repeating things about the case, repeating old shit about the case on their internet services, and that's why I was asking that we start talking about things that happen in our cities, so that we can continue to have these shows and keep striving for righteous. Hopefully sooner or later everybody will understand Big Jeff's narrative on his concept of doing this, and it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. It's gonna continue to go. Because I'm trying to bring unity back in the community. We gotta put our communities back together. And, then we can make some differences. I go around from hood to hood now, finding all the guys who created their hoods. And I'm asking them, I'm talking to them, trying to put some things together with them on bringing everybody together, because that's the only way this shit gonna stop. It's not gonna stop by the system, because our kids are not in the system. They don't belong to the system. They belong to us. So we as their parents got to come together so that we can bring these damn children together. Mm-hmm. And that's how we can make the change. Let's stop feeding into so much negative shit, and let's start feeding into the real. We can sit, once I always say that we can sit back and we can talk all day about something negative. But as soon as the conversation get to be on a positive note, you're going to see people sliding out the door. You're going to see motherfuckers looking at they so-called watches, ain't got a watch on, but they looking at their damn arm like they got a watch on, saying, well, I got to go do this and do that and the other. Because nobody wants to hear the truth. Nobody wants to hear the truth, man. It takes a real person to stand listening to the truth. Because nobody, the truth is not entertainable. So, this is Big Jeff.
And hold on. So I see some people asking about the protest. This is something that his mother said. It's a small, peaceful protest that she's organized on Monday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. She also gave the Cash App for you all, because someone asked about donating, and she said the Cash App is $free Yak Gotti. And I did post that in the chat as well. So as far as the flyer, she did not send it to me. Somebody said Sylvia has the flyer if you have any questions. Somebody said that. But no, I don't have the flyer. She has the flyer. So I did not organize that. His mother organized that. So again, peaceful protest. So, and
This is Big
Shanita,
Jeff
and we are
signing out on No Days Off Productions
and
and the #1 show in the land. Nothing
Nothing
but
but
the
the
truth.
truth.
And we out.
we out. I got a ugly sweater party. I'm fixing to go to. I see you got Sexy Red back on the road.
Zabo? Ooh, that's different.